What is up guys, I hope everyone is doing well and having an awesome weekend so far. In today's video I am going to take you through a step-by-step guide on how to install Corsair's H100 and 115i RGB Platinum coolers. So this is very straightforward and the instructions that they include in the box make it very easy, but I just wanted to put this video together to take that a step further so that you guys can just follow along if need be. If you want to see any more tutorials on anything at all, PC related etc, let me know down below and I will definitely get on it as I really enjoy making these videos. With that said, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so let's start by taking a quick look at what is included in the box. First up we have the AIO itself, which consists of the pump head, which does feature the RGB Corsair logo and this brushed metal look plastic that definitely sets it off, and on the other end of the tubes you will find the radiator with the chrome Corsair logo. Next up we have our ML Pro Series RGB fans that I'm sure most of you have seen in many builds that I have used before. Just note that you can go ahead and swap these out. I do that in this tutorial and I will let you know when I'm about to do it, but don't feel that you have to use the included fans. So next up you will find all the various brackets and backplates for Intel and AMD installs, so just keep aside the one that you need, as the 115X 20XX bracket is pre-installed, and simply if you want to go ahead and change it, they simply just pull off and slide into place, so it's super easy. So just look at the manual for the bracket that you will be requiring. First off, as this is an Intel 115 install, we're going to install our backplate that you see here. If you have an AMD build or a 2011, just skip this step and move on. So when you have your bracket, just take note that the ends are adjustable to get that perfect fit. So go ahead and peel off that sticky cover and place it in place just like this at the rear of the motherboard. Now we are going to go ahead and install the standoffs. For the 115X, we just screw them into the backplate that we have just installed and make them hand tight. So the next step is to go ahead and install the fans on the radiator before putting it into the PC. So for this you will need the extra long fan screws. Just before you go ahead and install, make sure you know where you are going to mount your radiator, as that will depend on what side of the cooler you install the fans, and also make sure that the wires will be at the rear, just so that you can go ahead and feed them into the rear of the PC case, just so that cable management looks very nice. Okay, so when you have decided on your positioning, simply place the fan on the top, making sure again that the wires are at the rear, allowing you to easily hide them and feed them through the case, and go ahead and screw them down into place, and just make sure that you do not over tighten. Now it's time to go ahead and install the radiator. For this we will attach it to the case using these radiator screws that are clearly marked in the booklet. So go ahead and line it up in your place of choice and secure it into the case, again making sure not to over tighten. So before we go ahead and install the pump, it is worth noting that it does come with pre-applied thermal paste, but there is the option to go ahead and clean this off and use your own, but in my personal experience I have never noticed any difference, so personally I would just stick with what is there. So to install the pump head we will need these thumb screws, and when you have them, go ahead and put it in place on the standoffs and secure it down, making sure that it is hand tight. And I would advise that you do this in a crisscross pattern just to make sure that you are tightening it down nice and evenly. When you have installed it hand tight, go ahead and use a screwdriver to again give it an extra little tighten. Just make sure that you do not over tighten it, as you don't want to damage the motherboard at all. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and connect all the wires up. First of all, take the 3-pin fan connector that you see here that comes off the pump head and connect it to the CPU fan header on your motherboard. It will be clearly labelled. Next we connect the SATA cable up to our power supply like so. Now we can go ahead and connect our 2 fans up to the 2 connectors that come off the pump head that look like this, and they basically just slide into place. Now with the RGB connections that you see here, you can simply connect them up to the numbered connectors, or if you have a Commander Pro or similar RGB controller, you can plug them in there to ensure they are perfectly synced. The last job is to go ahead and plug in the USB cable. One end simply plugs into the header itself, as you can see here, and the other can plug into a USB connection either on your motherboard, or if you have a hub like me, simply plug it in there. Okay, so that pretty much rounds up the tutorial. All there is to do now is go ahead, turn your PC on and marvel at your work. Of course you will need to download Corsair's IQ software if you haven't already, just to control the RGB, colours, etc, pump speeds, all that good stuff. It's really a great software, so make sure you go ahead and download it. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to leave a thumbs up to let me know guys, it really helps out the channel. And as I said, if there are any other tutorials you would like me to do a step-by-step on, let me know down below and I will definitely get onto it, as I said, I really enjoy making these. As always guys, thank you so much for tuning in, stay safe, be kind to each other, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.